All right.
Okay, perfect. So the time is now 7:02 p.m. and seen as a quorum of committee members is in attendance. This public meeting is being called to order. Welcome everybody to the September 11th, 2025 public meeting of the Amherst Community Development Block Grant Advisory Committee. Pursuant to Chapter 20 of the Acts of 2021 and extended by the state legislature on July 16th of 2022, this meeting is being conducted virtually using the Zoom platform. The meeting is being recorded and minutes are being taken as usual. So we'll just go through and make sure that everybody's microphone is working. Suzanne?
Here.
Andrew?
Here.
Nat?
I'm here.
Olivia?
Here.
Great. And obviously I'm here so we can get started. And so tonight, I think we just have the one item on the agenda really. So Walker, do you want to just explain a little bit, give a little background about what happened so we can have that in the minutes and then we'll move into our decision making.
Yeah, so as you may recall, we had a hearing, I guess a couple months back about the extra funds we had from the 22-23 grant round. And there were two proposals at the time. The funds could be reallocated to ACLT for a housing project that they were proposing, or to the town's North Pleasant Street multi-use path that's partially funded through the 24 grant. And at the time, the committee recommended the ACLT project. Town manager backed up that recommendation, and we submitted that application to the state. However, the state rejected the application. They had some concerns about there wasn't a clear path for the future funding that was going to be required, and that it was going to take too long to get people into the house, and that it wouldn't be complete within the required grant cycle. So they did suggest ACLT come back next year with some more details about how the project is going to work and try again, but they were not willing to approve it for the reallocation. So given that, and that we're running out of time, the town, we met at the town and we decided that probably the best bet is to just go back to the original proposal that the town had for the North Pleasant Street path. We consulted with DPW and the engineers, and it turns out that with price escalations, this extra money will be enough to get phase 2 done, but will not be anything more than what was originally proposed for the 24 grant. So we're not actually expanding the project whatsoever. We're just making it so that we don't have to cut the project from what was proposed in 24 with this extra money. And it still has to go to the state for approval. We're hopeful that it would be more likely to be accepted because they've already approved a portion of this project in last year's grant, so they're familiar with the scope.
Okay, and that was the path that was going to go through the park and
no, that's one that was included in the 25 grant. So this is the multi-use bike path that's going to go along North Pleasant from Meadow and Pine Street intersection down to UMass.
Oh, right. Okay.
So a portion of it has been completed. This is phase 2 from Fisher to Hobart Lane.
Okay, so it's not, sorry, I think I had misunderstood that we were going to go to a project that we declined to fund when we chose.
Yeah, so no, it's not that one. It's
Olivia, I apologize when I clarified for you. I misclarified where the money was going to end up, but okay, that makes sense.
Confusing because there's 2 North Pleasant Street projects right now, but yeah, so this is the one that's up north.
Okay.
And so basically the state said that because the previous public hearing hadn't specified which projects the reallocation was proposed for, because we didn't know all the proposals we were going to have at the time when I noticed it, that we needed to have another follow-up public hearing specifying that this is where the funds were going to go, just in case there was any public comment, basically. So I'm not sure you're even required to take a vote, although I guess it wouldn't hurt.
Sure.
But we just wanted
because I suppose the other option would be to say we don't think we should fund that, right? I mean, there's
yes, at which point
just go ahead and
money would end up going back to the state because we
Right.
don't have time at this point.
Right.
to
Okay.
do anything else.
Okay. Does anybody have any other questions for Walker about that, or any things they want to discuss about the reallocation of the money?
Or if you want an overview of next year or anything too, we could also talk about,
Okay.
that sort of thing.
Okay, but in
Just
terms of this particular
Yeah,
agenda item,
yeah.
so just in terms of timing, if the state approves this and everything, then the town will be able to do the work in time to satisfy the criteria for this particular grant cycle.
I hope so. Technically, we have to spend the money before the end of the year, which is getting very tight. The
Um,
project did go out to bid. It should
okay.
be awarded, I think, this coming week. So if we spend this money first, if we can get it approved by the state by that time, I'm hoping that either we can get it spent down first or they'll be understanding of the realism that it might take into the spring a little ways, but that they'll give us an extension for that.
Sounds worth a try.
Yeah, the grant, it's funny because the contract cycle isn't the same as the amount of time we're supposed to spend the money, and we technically have till the end of June for the contract cycle. It's just that the money's supposed to be spent by the end of the year. So I think there is a little bit of leeway.
okay. Anyone else? Any questions? All right, well, I will move that we should allocate the money to the North Pleasant multi-use path project. And anyone second?
Yeah, I second.
Okay, all in favor?
I
One.
All right, Susanna, just say your aye out loud. I just,
Yeah.
aye. Okay, great. Okay, well, all in favor, so I think we're unanimous on that. Great. And yeah, Walker, do you want to just, while we're all gathered and it's only 7 minutes that we've been talking, take a couple minutes just to tell us what you see as the future.
Yeah, so we're still waiting. Normally, we would have heard back about the grant that was applied for in the spring by now, but I think because of the way the federal budget is going, they haven't wanted to announce the award. So they're sure they're going to have the amount of, till they know how many funds they're going to get. So presumably by the end of the month, we will hear back about that award. And hopefully we'll get everything we asked for on that one. So those are the projects that you all reviewed. Olivia wasn't there for that, but the rest of you reviewed. Um, and then the cycle starts all over again in probably the spring. They haven't announced the beginning of the next round either, but it'll probably be in the spring at some point that they'll announce the 26 the FY26 grants. And we'll send out RFP for another round of proposals and come up with another round of projects.
So we're looking at spring for that.
Yeah, it seems like it's going to
Okay.
be spring.
Okay.
And in the meantime, I do think we should probably have one more hearing this fall at some point just to do a sort of meet with the social services that started in July and make sure that all the projects are going. And if anybody has any questions or comments about that, we could address that. So I could,
Okay.
I'll notice that at some point. Maybe we can aim for October.
Okay.
One.
Maybe late October.
Yeah, the quarterly reports are due
Give them some
October
time.
15th, so maybe
Yeah, so
right after
after
that,
that.
because then everybody will
Okay.
have the reporting done.
Great. That sounds
Yeah.
good. All right.
Yeah.
Does anybody have anything else? All right.
All right.
Well, thanks everybody for showing up. Quick, short and sweet. Hope everyone's having a good fall. And we'll look forward to hearing a date from you, Walker, for should we just try to find a date now, maybe while we're all together for a late October?
Yeah, we could do that.
Does that make sense?
I mean, if Thursday evenings work, there's the 16th through the 23rd.
Either of those is fine for me.
I cannot do the 23rd, so the 16th would be better. Or the 30th.
yeah, that's fine for me.
Okay.
Would that work for you, Olivia?
Yeah, that
Okay.
works.
All right, I'll plan on the 16th then. Let me write that down. And yeah, I'll email everybody about that and make sure that representatives from the organizations can come too and get updates on the town projects and all that.
Great. Perfect. All right. Great. Thanks, everyone.
That's all we need.
All right. Have a good
Great.
night.
You too.
Bye.
Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.